Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out in Raynham, Essex with Mark Tibbs. Mark, thank you so much for giving me some of your time and having me on Friday, heading into the weekend. How's life treating you?
Yeah, life's been good. I can't moan or grumble. Been on holiday with my son and my wife, and done a bit of training in Fuerteventura with Johnny Fischer. And yeah, so I'm good. Yeah.
Flying any kites recently?
Joe, what? I remember you done that bit on me. Yeah, no, I miss the kite's always in me boat. Ain't had time to fly it, but hopefully soon before the summer's over, I'll find a nice breezy day down in Benfleet. It's mustard down there.
Very busy gym today. We just had Johnny Fischer exit for his weekend rest, but talk to me about the activity you've got going on in the gym these next few weeks.
Yeah, well, we're preparing Johnny Fischer for the 28th in Manchester against, what's his name? Renko, yeah, against a very vast, experienced man who's been around the block or two with, with some good guys. So very durable indeed. Will give Fischer well-needed rounds for sure, that's for sure. So, yeah, looking forward to that fight. Also got Giorgio Visioli on that card, the sweetest science of boxer and banger at times. But he's not to forget his boxing. He's Giorgio Visioli, I think he's 4-0 or 3-0 now, 4-0. So he'll be fighting on that card too. And yeah, I've got Joel Bartel. Big thanks to Nisa Sauerland for getting him on the York Hall show on the 27th, on the day before. Fantastic fantastic bit of news out of that fight he had with Jordan Reynolds. A close decision, but he lost the fight. So something's good out of that's come. Him getting that gig with Wasserman Boxing. So big up to Nisa. Who else? Elle Brook. I've got Elle Brook. She's out on. When's Elle fighting? She's out on the 14th of September. Yeah, in where's that?
Newcastle, isn't it?
Newcastle, that's right. Yeah. Newcastle. Unfortunately, she's got a new opponent. She's not fighting Paige Van Zandt. Unfortunately, I was really looking forward to that because them sort of fights I get up. I get something out of it. But she's still fighting a decent opponent. She ain't an opponent. She's a dangerous girl. She's a southpaw, unfortunately. So we've had southpaw sparring for her, and she's coming on wonders. Her condition is a little bit better than it has been. So I believe you're going to see a better Elle Brook on the 14th in Newcastle for sure. And I've got Finley James. He's only 3-0. 3-0. He's fighting on the Johnny Clark show on the 7th of September. Yeah, at Brentwood. So yeah, pretty busy. But Johnny Fischer will start sparring. He'll have some breaking in sparring next week, but a week after that, he'll start to get serious. We're always serious, but he'll start to be doing numbers in rounds for sure. Yeah, so been busy, mate. Been really busy.
Real busy indeed. And let's talk about Johnny Fischer and Renko as the opponent. Why is Renko the right fighter, the right step at the right time?
Well, for the simple reason is we all thought that Babbage would give him 4 to 6 rounds, and so that proved that he needs stiffer, more experienced opposition to give him them rounds, And Renko's been in with some good names, Zhang, Fury, a couple of others there he's been in with that he's durable, very, very durable, and he flows with his shots, and as I say, he's durable. So listen, he will give Johnny rounds, and if Johnny does the business, then it's a thumbs up for Johnny Fischer. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie's kind of banded about the potential of wanting to make Chisora versus Johnny Fischer next. How viable do you think that would be a path for him if he gets through Rudenko with flying colours with those thumbs up?
Absolutely. I agree with Eddie. I agree with Eddie for the simple fact as well. I've been in the, we've been in the gym with Derek, and a couple of sessions we've had with him. Yeah, it'd be a good fight. Be a very good fight with Johnny Fischer. I need to get through Rudenko first, and I keep hearing there's a job in Australia. That would be nice if he can tick that box as well, because just because he's 11 fights in now, Johnny, or 12 fights in. So yeah, keep ticking them boxes and get the experience he can. He's certainly twice the fighter he was before he fought Alan Babbage. Now he is, and that would have gave him confidence. But a certain tactic he's got in his head, he's got in his bones, he's got it in his sleep now, that he knows that that's going to take him a long way, and he believes in it. And so yeah. I'd welcome that fight too, Derek Chisora too, yeah.
I get the feeling watching you and Johnny interact that it's a real, amongst, of course, all your other fighters, but with Johnny, it's a real pride and joy having been able to sculpt and mould him to the point where he's got now, where it's a dangerous game where there can be slips up on the banana peels at any moment with a young fledgling heavyweight, but being able to guide him to where he is now and have him gain a belt, gain and beat Alan Babbage and be talked about amongst the fights with the likes of Chisora, that's a real kind of sense of pride for yourself.
Yeah, I'm really proud. Of course, I'm proud of his achievements and the little corners he's turned. I'm very, very proud actually, but I believed in him, and he believed in himself. And a little frustration that has got in the way from him along the way, but now it's he's learning to be calmer and collected, and he can still go to work if he has to, and but when he does, he will look more polished when he does, if you know what I'm saying. When he does go to work, as in, holds his feet. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very proud of the Johnny Fischer journey so far, 100%, yeah.
In amongst kind of the British domestic level, the likes of Wardley, Clark, Ituma's rising up the ranks as well too. Soldakers is there as well. Would you be happy to put Johnny in amongst that mix as well too after Rudenko?
Listen, we've done sparring with all them names, every one of them. Yeah, all them names, and listen, they know what Johnny brings to the table, and they know how he's come on since they've sparred with him, because they're smart people, they're smart individuals, Fraser, Clark, and Fabio, Wardley, and. Yeah, listen, and Solomon Dakis, I think Johnny, when I was in training camp in Fuerteventura during lockdown with Billy Joe Saunders, I think I arranged some sparring with Solomon Dakis, or Johnny's management did at the time, with Johnny Fischer, but my dad took that sparring, so I know what Solomon's all about, and yeah, listen, he's on their meals, he's on the heels of them, if that makes sense. So. Yeah.
Mark, let me get your thoughts on the wider boxing.
I think looking at their age and what they've done and where they are in their own careers, they're there. And I don't think they can get any better.
Right.
Johnny Fischer is getting better with every fight and confident. He's already strong as a bull, as they say. He ain't a bull. They don't call him the bull for nothing. He's as strong as a bull, naturally strong. The wrecking machine, actually. But he's getting that. He's getting schooled. He's being schooled. He's knowing how to school the rough ones, the tough ones. Control them before you take them apart. And he's doing that. He's doing that in in the gym in here, and he'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks with the sparring that he's got arranged.
Get your thoughts on the widest sphere of boxing. You're talking about Fabio, Wardley and Fraser Clark. Their fight is now close to being announced. The first fight was a real guts and thunder type of affair. Having seen that first fight, who would you favour in the second one to have their hand raised?
See, Fabio Wardley, I know him really, really well. Done bundles and bundles of work with him, with Dillian Whyte. And I remember when Dillian signed him, and we continued to work with him. And good guy, great guy. Rob, his coach, or his former coach, or I think he still works with him. He's a great guy too, and done loads of mountains rounds with him. And he has come on. But I think him and Fraser, I think they're there. I don't think they're getting any better, with all due respect, But with all due respect, and I feel that Johnny is. So that's why I feel, once Johnny gets these couple of experienced guys like what's the name of the fight? Renko. Once we get Renko out of the way and get some valuable rounds, and then whoever we're going to fight in Australia, and then there'll be good fights. There'll be good fights for Johnny for sure, and they'll be at the right time. Who do I think will win out of Fraser and Fabio in the second fight? It's anyone's fight, It's anyone's fight. Fraser should have his number. Fraser, myself, should have his number. They got a draw last time, didn't they? Yeah, but it was a close, tight fight, and I felt that anyone's fight, because I feel that Fab is probably the fresher fighter, but lesser experience, if you know what I mean, lesser experience. But can't pick a winner with them two. Lovely fellas, them. And Fraser's lovely. Johnny's done work with both of them. Done bundles of work with Fabio. And Fabio's come on, so, I can't pick a winner with them two.
Can you pick a winner between AJ versus Dubois? Now, when it comes down to it, a lot of the rhetoric has been whoever lands their clean punch first will probably start the beginning of the end for their victory. But I just wonder, might we be overlooking the boxing IQ of both fighters, specifically AJ as well, who's been working under Ben Davis and been trying to fashion that more and have more of a game plan to his successes in the ring? Could this be won on the IQ as opposed to the brute strength of either fighter?
I think AJ is the favourite for sure. That's for sure. He's got he's done everything, hasn't he? He's done everything. I think he's been he is an Olympian, a double world champion, fought them all around the world. Dubois was just about to look good, just started to look good after some odd performances, I think. But so he started to look good, and whoever catches anyone clean first, I think wins. I think AJ should be able to get his shots off because of his experience and how he's looking lately. It looks like he's got his old confidence back, how he was, and letting his hands go, and picking his shots really well, which is nice. Simple. But Dubois can punch. He's fast and hard and all. He's fast and hard, and he's got the brain of he's like, he wants to get the job done. You know what I mean? He wants to do it. It's just when he gets touched first, he used to go a bit confused himself. You know what I'm saying? But I fancy AJ for sure. Yeah, just a bit too much experience, and it seems like the old AJ's back.
When you had Dubois in the gym for a short time, what were you most impressed by when you were working with him? A lot of people will kind of cite the strength, but were there any other parts of his game that really kind of, stood out to you when you had him in the gym?
Well, he was determined, and what do you call it? He's driven and determined. But you know what? I never got to spar him myself. It was I was in Spain, I was in America, come back, and I've been around Dubois for years as well in the Peacock gym. So yeah, he's a very good worker, great work ethic, phenomenal work ethic, and yeah, look forward to that fight, and great British dinger for sure. But I think AJ's the favourite. But listen, it wouldn't surprise me if Dubois pulls it off.
Defensively, who would you count on having the better defence all round between the two?
Listen, when they both get touched, they're both vulnerable because they both hit hard. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel that Anthony's done it so many times that he should. That gives him the advantage for sure. Dubois has got to be like he's got to go out there. He's got to go out there and not mess about. Same with him. He's got to get off first. Because Anthony can be vulnerable when he gets touched. You know what I mean? Everyone can be vulnerable when they get touched, and they can hit hard. So that's what makes it exciting. Yeah.
Have you been impressed by Dubois' recent wins over Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgović?
Yeah, he certainly looked the best he's looked, isn't he? So yeah. And his last one was his best fight today. I didn't think he'd beat Hrgović. That's for sure. I watched Hrgović up here with Johnny Fischer, and I was out in Texas. I watched some sparring there too, and never thought Dubois would do that to him. Hrgović never thought that, but yeah, Hrgović was getting his 1-2 off a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was getting his 1-2 off a lot. It's a good sign for Dubois, but yeah.
When it comes to looking towards the future, Turki Al-Sheikhi has said that he's wants to, after the next fights, if AJ comes through his fight and if Fury comes through his fight, that Fury and AJ will be the next fight of the two. Brilliant fight in prospect there, but a lot of talked about kind of where both kind of stand. Rewind back maybe a year ago and people were saying, where does AJ go from here? Talk about now and people are kind of casting those questions towards Fury. But of the two, who would you favour if they were to meet in the near future?
Well, listen, I'll have to watch Fury in the rematch with Usyk. You know what I'm saying? We've got to get that one out of the way first. It wasn't good for Fury's last performance, that's for sure. There was some things he needs to change, that's for sure. And Usyk is the dominator at the moment. He's the cruiserweight, but a heavyweight, and he's dominating the heavyweight. He could dominate the heavyweight scene, Usyk, if he beats Tyson Fury a second time. That's for sure. Yeah.
Fury's now said that he's sticking with his corner, Sugar Hill Stewart, Andy Lee, John Fury. A lot of kind of conversation surrounding it after the fact, saying there's a lot of chaos in there and different kind of instructions going around that was captured on the camera. But the chaos has kind of worked before, I guess, with Fury's successes. Do you feel he's on the right lines to stay with his corner for the Undisputed rematch? Of course, it's not for the full Undisputed, but having those voices in the corner giving advice, or do you feel there should be a definitive direction through one of them?
Well, listen, Sugar Hill, he was the one that brought out the front foot fighting style of Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder that the whole world of boxing never thought he could do. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so and Andrew Lee is a superb technician and understands boxing himself. I know that. Yeah, I know that. I remember when, I've been around, when Billy Joe boxed Andy Lee, studied Andy Lee a lot. He was a Repton fighter like myself and schooling and all that. And when I listened to him commentate. He knows what he's talking about and doing. So there might have been something going on in that corner where they was all getting a bit desperate because they felt it slipping. They felt the tide turning, and things happen. But I've heard about the corner, but I haven't listened to it, to tell the truth. And I hope they stay. I hope Sugar Hill and Andy Lee is in that corner, and things are a little bit different. If it got a bit loose last time, I hope that is the same corner, because couldn't have a better corner. I think, and Sugar Hill. Am I right in saying that he brought the front foot stuff out of it in Tyson Fury? So he's done it before. Done it 3 times twice with Deontay Wilder, right? Mm-hmm. He fought him twice with training. 3 times.
But he fought him twice, yeah.
Yeah. He fought him twice with Sugar Hill.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So listen, he's done it then, and he can do it again, and that's for sure. And and Deontay Wilder was a bigger puncher than Oleksandr Usyk. I know boxing skills are boxing skills, but Tyson Fury is the bigger man. He's equipped. He's got the equipment. Whether or not he's over the hill, we'll soon see.
Moving on to, and I want to get your opinion on Canelo Alvarez, where he stands, because a lot of conversation about the fights that he's having and the potential fallout of the fight with Terence Crawford. But you're someone who game planned for a victory against Canelo Alvarez, trying to guide Billy Joe Saunders towards that path. That Crawford fight, was it a fight that you had appetite for? And when it comes to watching Canelo Alvarez, people are kind of saying that he's now showing signs of slipping. He's not the fight that he used to be. He's a bit more crude with his work. He's kind of looking for that knockout finish, although those have kind of dried up in recent fights. Is that something you see in Canelo Alvarez from the fighter that you once game planned for?
Well, I haven't looked too much since Billy boxed him, Canelo. Obviously, I watch the fights and that, but don't really follow it that much. But that is a natural progression. What would happen? Everyone slips. I mean, there is a time when it's time to can't keep going on forever. And I think is the fight on with Terence Crawford? No. Why not?
Couldn't get to negotiate
the weight.
No, Canelo said he's got Berlanga right now. He's focusing on that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to think about anything else for the moment. But the weight would be an issue, of course, as well.
Definitely, weight would be an issue. But Crawford's sharp, counter puncher, good mover, good feet. If I was Canelo, I wouldn't want to fight him at the end of my career. No, but listen, I don't follow. I can't follow everyone. I've got a life as well. I would have to, get the videos out and take a look. Yeah, for sure.
Just in a general sense, then, would a super lightweight coming up all the way up to super middle, would that be too much of a?
It's a big ask. It's a big ask, and Canelo probably would walk him down, might take a few, but lean on him and belt him, and too strong, too big. But look at Oleksandr Usyk, what he's doing to big men. You know what I mean? So if you're equipped with superior boxing skills, you can beat the bigger man. Yeah, it's all about as well where you are in your career at the if you're at your peak or at the end of your career, or if you're a bit when you're young and you're not quite ready yet. You got to get the timing right.
How good was that Canelo Alvarez that you game planned for?
Yeah, he was. He just got warm. He seems to look like he warmed up with Billy, didn't he? Just started to get warm, and yeah, it was a big ask anyway. I thought Billy would have the legs to get in the 12 and use them. Yeah, it was a shame. Billy done well for the time he was in there. Yeah.
Talking about big problems and big fighters going back to the heavyweight division. I don't know if you've seen Martin Bakole and his rise so far. He beat Jared Anderson, who was a hot prospect over in the US, but Martin Bakole resoundingly knocked him out, I believe it was, in the 5th round, and now has kind of announced himself. Lots of talks and conversation about Martin Bakole being good in sparring, but now he's proved it in front of the broadcast and in front of people's eyes now. Just how big of a problem is he in the heavyweight division?
Well, do you know what? I'm really pleased for Billy Nelson, actually, because he's really believed in Martin Bakole, hasn't he? He's spoke him up, spoke of him, spoke about him for a long while now. and really got behind him and backed him. So I haven't seen it myself, but I've seen some highlights, and I'm pleased for Billy because we communicate from time to time, and I'm pleased for Billy and Martin for how he stuck at it, and he hasn't had too many breaks, has he? No. So let's hope he gets a break from this for sure. Yeah, good result for him, 100%.
Mark, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you picking your brain and mind on things, all things boxing. Thank you so much for speaking to Seconds Out, sir. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks, Simon.